Hey lovelies, you're welcome back to Reviews and Recaps. Today I want to talk about a few things actually. So I want to talk about Phaedra Parks basically saying she is trying to save Real Housewives from sinking. Girl. Okay, so we're going to talk about it. We're also going to talk about the ratings a little bit and Kenya's response to the ratings. I do also want to talk about Britt's husband allegedly being sued for $10,000. Okay, so the plot thickens. Hit that like button, that subscribe button if you haven't already, and let's get into it. So first of all, I don't know if you guys remember at some point a while back, Phaedra Parks was talking about the Real Housewives was a Titanic that was sinking. Okay, and so I guess now when she had the interview with Sherry Shepherd, she decided to clean it up. And so she's saying that this time around, she's basically now back on the Titanic trying to raise it up. Now, I do feel like a lot of viewers or a lot of the audience are dogging Phaedra out for the fact that the ratings did not increase. Now, in all fairness, I feel like Phaedra came to us the tail end of the episode. So I did not necessarily expect there to be a huge spike in the ratings, if I'm being completely honest. Now, I know a lot of people don't like Phaedra, and for good reason, right? But I genuinely think let's give it some time. Let's see how it actually goes over the next couple of episodes. Does the ratings increase? Then I think we can then decide whether or not it's been a positive impact. But I just think going by this first episode where she's barely in it and she's only at the end of it, I don't think that's necessarily a fair assessment, in my opinion. I think even if you don't like the woman, I think giving her at least an episode where she's actually in it, where she's talking, where she's engaging, where she's clocks in, as opposed to like a quick reunion where they're not talking about what really happened and everybody wants to move on. That scene gave us nothing, but at least it tied it back into the fact that she's back. So I will say, let's wait it out a little bit. Let's give it an opportunity and then let's see what it ends up being. But for now, I think we're being a little bit too hard. Now, Kenya did respond a little bit. She was giving us the looking emoji, which is basically like, you see, y'all thought Phaedra was about to come and run-ish, but that did not change anything. Now, Kenya, I will say something to you. Even when you were on the show, the ratings were still sinking. So I feel a little bit like, girl, stay out of it. If you guys remember, I told you guys that word on the street is allegedly that they did not even really want Kenya back. She was not one of their top picks. Allegedly. Now, I don't know if it's true, but word on the street was she wasn't one of their top picks. So if you think about it, if Bravo production network are not really thinking about Kenya as an asset like that, then it's not a shock that they're willing and quick to try to cut her off when she makes a mistake. That is one thing I want to clarify. I've come to understand that these people fight for people that they want on the show. I feel like, say what you want, but you see how Andy sort of finds an opportunity to defend Phaedra or defend Portia when he can on Watch What Happens Live. You can tell that he likes those girls, and I can understand. People like people that are fun girls. People don't necessarily like people that are perpetually the villains. And no matter how much you like Kenya, she has been the villain on the seasons for a long time. I think this season was the first season that I feel like she genuinely came off on a positive note. I feel like she walked into this season not really thinking like she's going to be activated. She wanted us to see the more fun, lighthearted side of her. I feel like we also even saw her and Portia Kiki a little bit. That could have been really fun. But I feel like the whole Brit saga just took it all the way left and it escalated to a place where it should not have. Well, my thing is, if they really wanted to keep Kenya, they would have. Because even from what Portia said, Portia was saying on her channel that she didn't want Kenya to get fired. None of them did. Well, at least some of them, right? Didn't want Kenya to get fired. If anything, it was more like, okay, maybe a suspension for a couple of scenes or whatever. And then everybody comes back and it's like nothing happened, right? or at least also an opportunity for her to tell her side on camera. That is what Portia was saying that she was at least hoping for when it came to Kenya. So it was clear that I don't believe that it is the castmates as such that were really trying to push her off the show. Yes, maybe Brit cried and was, basically saying how she felt, but I do feel like the biggest thing came from production, and it came from the network themselves, and them not necessarily seeing the value of Kenya. They haven't seen the value of Kenya for a while. If you guys remember that season where she went and married Mark Daly, after that, I feel like production never liked her. I feel like the network were not feeding her after that. I honestly don't know how she works well with the people behind the scenes, but you can almost tell when they are not feeding you. You can tell when they are not feeding you. And I feel like Kenya in this season is going through that, and is going through the embarrassment of knowing that the production, her employers, do not want her. It's very sad, but it's true. And I always say, like, when you start to notice your employers are acting a certain way towards you, and it's clear they don't value what you bring, it's time to pack your bags and leave. And you leave on your own note. You don't let anybody make you leave out of your terms. You leave on your own terms. You do your own thing. You excel at something else. And then you watch them call you constantly. Oh, would really love for you to come over here and do this for us and do that. That's what happens, right? When they see you succeeding on other things, then they want you back. Like, I feel like part of Phaedra being stood down, they had to stand her down because of all of the allegations. They were very serious. But I also think when she was doing other things, like she's on Traitors, she's doing the Ultimate Girls Trip, and they're seeing her on these shows, she's constantly in the mouths of people and bringing the shade and bringing the energy. So of course, they're like, okay, let's bring her back to Real Housewives of Atlanta. Let's figure out a way to bring her back, right? Same rules apply. Now, I'm not saying Phaedra really delivered on Married to Medicine. She absolutely did not. I don't think that it was the right fit for her. But I will say, if you want your current employers to value you, get another opportunity that is better than what they're offering you. Like, I did that one time when I wanted a promotion and my manager was dangling it like a carrot. Do you know what I did? I went out there, I got a job that was better than that, a better title, more money, all of that, right? And then I had a meeting with my manager when she was trying to post me again. I said, I think it's best we have this conversation because I have another opportunity that I would like to explore. Once I said that, this same person that did not have time to meet up with me, to sit down with me, was constantly avoiding my conversations about promotions, all of a sudden had time to sit down with me that same day, because she knew she could not afford to lose me. And when I told her what the other offer was, she had to match it and even offer me something better just for me to stay. So when you feel like you're not, and this is just me trying to help you all in the corporate, whatever environment you are in, whatever it is, honey, if they're not paying you your dues, if they're not valuing you, find somewhere else where you can apply yourself. And then bring that all the way to them and renegotiate. Anyways, let's move on to Brit Eady and her husband. This is so embarrassing, if you ask me. Embarrassing. Like, how do you get sued for $10,000? Like, for non-payment of $10,000. It's like, why, first of all, are you getting sued for 10K? And also, you couldn't just give them the 10K. Like, what is going on? So allegedly, Brit Eady's husband is being sued by the country club for non-payment. Now, if you are wondering what country club we are talking about, remember the country club where Brit had her dreadful event where there was no food? Exactly. That was the event. That's the event, right? Remember, they were playing golf, they had their heels in, and they were making a mess. Now, first of all, what I don't understand is why are they being sued for non-payment? Why is it $10,000? When it says they're still owed or they still owe $10,000, it's like, for what reason? Now, as far as I know, there was no food. Well, to an extent, I think the bloggers were fed and the people from the show were fed. But no other person was fed, as far as I know. Allegedly, okay? We're just going by what we saw. So if people were not fed, it wasn't an exclusive event, because it's not like they rented a separate sort of booth or something. You know how like you have events and you rent like a special room? I was even talking about it on my last live when I said there are even places where you can rent somewhere and not have to pay. So I don't really understand, first of all, why it had to be at the country club, why there had to be more people than the cast members. When Angela did her event, it was just the castmates. And Portia did her event, it was just the castmates. Why can't you just do events with the castmates? You wanted to go hard, but now it's like, girl, everyone is looking at you like, go home. Because you clearly don't know how to throw an event. Let's not forget the decorator came out and said that she was no event planner. She was out here trying to do so much for you. You didn't even want to pay her completely. And then you were blaming her for things not turning out well when she is a decorator, not an event planner. It's like, girl, I'm here to decorate. I'm not here to organize your event. And so I feel like it's so laughable that now Brit Eady's husband is allegedly being sued. It's like, why? It's 10K. You guys are on the internet. Well, even on the show, you guys were pretending. Okay, let me rephrase that. You guys were acting like you wanted to buy a new car. With what money? If you guys do not have 10K to give these people, to get them off your back so they don't have to sue you and embarrass you publicly, that's crazy. That's laughable. Because even regular people, the average people that are saving out here in these streets, have that kind of money in their savings. So I just don't understand why you are getting sued allegedly, right? Shout out to Really Tea Recap, because that's where I got the news from. So it's like, so you're allegedly being sued. Now, my question is, because I just thought about it, like, if you're not paying for the space, because it wasn't like a special exclusive booth or anything, was it the drinks? Like, did you cater for that? Like, did they cater to it and you didn't pay them? Like, and there was only food for the cast members and a few bloggers that allegedly showed up, right? So if you think about it in that way, then it's like, okay, so what is the 10K for? Now, I wonder if that could be related to damage to the golf course. Because if you remember, the girlies were like in their heels, making holes in it. So is that it? Because that is something that I'm very curious about. And if you guys know, let me know in the comment section below. Because I'm just curious, like, could it be that's the reason that they are being sued? But even if they reach out to you and you're like, okay, you guys made a damage of this, and whatnot, can you guys pay up? Why not say, okay, I'll pay up, or agree to a payment plan or something? Like, it just feels very, very weird. And it's like, okay, is the 10K inclusive of interest, or is it not inclusive of interest? Like, what exactly did that come from? So that is what I'm trying to figure out. Is it from the damage? Is it from the food? Is it from the drinks? Like, what exactly is the 10K for? Because I don't think the food was looking like 10K kind of food. But then again, it's in a country club, so maybe it is, right? So, and I don't know if she had like a special caterer, like cooking the food or bringing the food for the particular guest that eventually got fed. So, but what I will say to Britt and her husband, if this is true, is it is not looking good, bruv. It really is not looking good. Like, Britt, you've had the worst season of any housewife in the history of Real Housewives of Atlanta. This whole pow pow situation, this whole mouths in your mouth situation, this whole allegedly lying about losing your license, this whole pretending to have money when you don't got money allegedly, you know, like 10K that you could literally just give them. Like, what is going on? You know, having an event without an events planner, allegedly, having, you know, dispute with your decorator allegedly about paying, you know, I just feel like there's just too many things. Having an event without food, how can I forget that? Goodness me. Having a whole event and being selective about who can have the food. And apparently from the receipts the lady put out there, she was saying that she couldn't afford to cater to all of the people. She couldn't afford to feed everybody. And I'm like, girl, Really? How many people were in there? There were like 20 people. You can't feed 20 people? Girl, cancel the whole event. Or have something like small with only your castmates. But you had to overdo it. And now everything that you've shown us so far is so laughable and it is so sad to watch. I don't know what is going on with Real Housewives of Atlanta. I don't even know who is coming back next season. But Portia, considering she was sitting right next to Andy and the reunion chats, then she is definitely coming back. And Shabia was as well. So I guess Shabia too is coming back. So I guess we'll see who else is coming back. Anyways, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, share, hit that subscribe button, tap that bell button right next to it so you know every single time that I post. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you. Bye.